Ngobrol Inggris?
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the YNI podcast. I'm your host, Daniel.
And I'm Sarah. It's so good to be here with you all again.
Before we start our main topic today, we have a small request for our listeners. If you are learning English, please try to just listen first. Don't worry about understanding every single word. Just relax, let the words flow into your ears, and enjoy the conversation. This is great practice for your listening skills.
That's right. Sometimes we try too hard to translate everything in our heads. Today, just breathe and listen to our voices, okay? Great.
So, Sarah, what are we talking about today?
Today, we are talking about something very important, but sometimes difficult. Appreciating differences. Or in simple words, how to like and respect people who are different from us.
Oh, I love this topic because let's be honest, nobody is exactly the same, right?
Exactly. If we were all the same, life would be very boring. Imagine if everyone liked the exact same food, the exact same music, and had the exact same opinions. It would be strange.
Yes, imagine a party where everyone only wants to talk about math. No music, no dancing, just numbers. That sounds like a nightmare for me.
Definitely a nightmare for me, too. So let's dive into it.
Let's start with something simple. Differences in opinions. Sarah, do you remember last week when we argued about pizza?
Oh no, don't remind me. You said pineapple on pizza is delicious, and I said it is a crime against food.
See, we have very different opinions, but we are still friends. We still make this podcast together. How did we do that?
Well, we didn't stop talking to each other. We laughed about it. You accepted that I hate pineapple pizza, and I accepted that you have weird taste.
Hey, it's not weird, it's tropical. But seriously, this happens in real life a lot. Maybe you have a friend who loves horror movies, but you are scared of them. Or a friend who likes to wake up at 5 a.m., but you love sleeping until noon.
True. I am definitely not a morning person. If you call me before 8 a.m., I am not a nice human being.
I know, but I have a friend, Booty, who runs every morning at 5 a.m. He says the air is fresh and the world is quiet. I think he is crazy, but I respect his habit. I don't tell him, stop running, it's stupid. I just say, good for you, Booty. I will sleep more for both of us.
That is a perfect example. We don't need to change our friends. We just need to understand them.
Exactly. And this brings me to a very common English idiom. When we disagree but we are okay with it, we often say, let's agree to disagree.
Ah, yes, that is a very useful phrase. Can you explain it for our listeners?
Sure. Agree to disagree means we accept that we have different opinions and we decide to stop arguing about it. We respect each other's view even if we don't think it is correct.
Can you give an example sentence?
Of course. You can say, we talked about politics for an hour, but we could not find the same answer. Finally, we decided to agree to disagree and went to get coffee.
Perfect. So next time you argue with a friend about pineapple pizza, just say, okay, let's agree to disagree.
Deal. No more arguing about pizza on this show. Okay, friends, let's pause for a second. This is our short listening reflection.
Take a deep breath. Think about one friend or family member who is very different from you. Maybe they like different music, or they have different habits.
Don't judge them. Just think, what is one good thing about their difference? Maybe their difference teaches you something new. Hold that thought for a moment.
Okay, welcome back. How did that feel? Did you think of someone?
I thought of my sister. She is very organized and I am a little messy. But because she is organized, she helps me find things I lose. Her difference helps me.
That's beautiful. See, differences can actually help us. Now, let's talk about something bigger. Cultural differences. This is very important in our world today. We meet people from many different countries and backgrounds.
Yes. For example, in some cultures, it is polite to look people in the eye when you speak.
But in other cultures, looking directly in the eye can be seen as rude or aggressive.
Wow, that is interesting. If you don't know this, you might think someone is angry at you, but actually, they are just being polite in their own way.
Exactly. Or think about food. In Indonesia, we eat with our hands sometimes. In many Western countries, people use forks and knives. Neither way is wrong. They are just different traditions.
I remember when I traveled to Japan. People bow to say hello. In America or here, we usually shake hands or hug. At first, I felt a bit awkward. I didn't know how low to bow.
Did you fall over?
No, but I bowed very deeply and the other person just nodded slightly. We both laughed. It was a funny moment, but it taught me to observe and learn.
That leads us to our second idiom. When we enter a new situation or culture, we should remember this phrase. When in Rome, do as the Romans do.
I love this idiom. It's so classic. What does it mean for our listeners?
It means when you are in a new place or with a new group of people, you should follow their customs and rules. You adapt to them.
Can you give us an example?
Sure. You can say, I visited my friend's village where everyone takes off their shoes inside the house. Even though I usually keep my shoes on, I remembered, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. So I took my shoes off too.
That shows respect. It shows you care about their feelings and their culture.
Yes, it doesn't mean you forget who you are. It just means you are polite and open-minded.
So, Daniel, we talked about opinions, habits, and culture. But sometimes differences can cause problems. How do we stay friends when we are so different?
That is a good question. I think the key is curiosity. Instead of getting angry, get curious.
Curious? Like asking questions?
Yes. Instead of thinking, why do they do that? It's weird. Try thinking, that's interesting. Why do they do that? Tell me more.
Oh, I like that. Change the judgment into a question. For example, if your friend is always late, instead of saying, you are so lazy, maybe ask, is there a reason you struggle with time? Do you need help?
Exactly. Maybe they have a different way of managing time, or maybe they're stressed. When we listen with curiosity, we build a bridge between us.
Another thing is finding common ground. Even if we are different, we usually share some things. Maybe we both love dogs, or we both love watching sunsets, or we both want to be happy.
Yes. Focus on the things that connect us, not just the things that separate us.
You know, this reminds me of a puzzle.
A puzzle? How?
Think about a jigsaw puzzle. Every piece has a different shape. Some are round, some are pointy, some are straight. If all the pieces were the same shape, you could never make a picture. You need the different shapes to fit together to make something beautiful.
That is a wonderful analogy, Sarah. We are all different pieces of the same big picture. Without our differences, the world would be incomplete.
And sometimes the pieces that look the most different fit together the best.
Like me and my pineapple pizza. It fits perfectly in my heart, even if it doesn't fit in yours.
Okay. We agreed to disagree, remember?
All right, let's do another short listening reflection.
Close your eyes if you can, or just soften your gaze. Think about a time when someone was different from you and it made you uncomfortable.
Now, imagine looking at that situation again, but with curiosity. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this person? Is there a strength they have that you don't have?
Open your eyes. Did you find something new? Maybe you realized that their difference is actually a superpower.
I hope so. It changes everything when we see differences as gifts, not problems.
We're coming to the end of our episode today. This was a lovely conversation, Daniel.
It really was. I hope our listeners feel a little warmer and more open after hearing this.
Remember, friends, the world is a big, colorful garden. If every flower was a red rose, the garden would be nice, but it would not be amazing. We need sunflowers, daisies, orchids, and even cactus flowers.
And yes, even the weird pineapple topping flowers.
Sure, why not? The message today is simple. Be kind, be curious, and appreciate the differences in others. When we do this, we learn, we grow, and we make better friends.
Thank you so much for listening to the YNI podcast today. We hope you enjoyed practicing your English with us today.
Please remember to keep listening to English every day. Watch movies, listen to songs, or talk to friends. The more you listen, the better you will become.
Don't forget to share this episode with a friend who is different from you. Maybe send it to someone who loves pineapple pizza.
Or someone who hates it.
Until next time, stay curious and keep smiling. I'm Daniel.
And I'm Sarah. Bye, everyone.